What's up guys, KPlays here. Safi'jiiva might be gone for now, but in its place we have some amazing weapons to play with. The best thing about the Safi Horns is their sheer amount of customization potential. You like Teash's Musica but want the song list on a harder hitting paralysis horn? You can make it. You want to use the Kieran horn note set on a fire horn so you can actually use it against Kieran? You can make it. Pretty much any combination you can think of is possible, so what we have on our hands here is the ability to make your perfect collection of fully personalized horns. We may be looking at the same weapon model for a while, but with the great looks, sounds, and endless stat possibilities, it's more than worth it. With so many options though, some of you might be wondering what the ideal builds look like. Well, after farming up all 9 horns and the piles and piles of Dracolite it took to fully awaken them all, I have exactly that to share with you. Without further ado, let's get into the details. Starting off with the Red Awakenings, you're going to want to prioritize either attack melodies 1 to 4 or stamina 4, depending on which song list you like the most. Attack up is an important power boost that we don't want to skip out on, and this is true even for the elemental horns. Element up just doesn't give as much as a damage boost in comparison, and you'll also be losing out on a great KO tool on impact waves. After that, be sure to stack 4 attack awakenings on the status horns and 4 element awakenings on the elemental ones. Purple sharpness might seem like an attractive choice to go for, but in pretty much every case it's a trap on hunting horn. Every sharpness upgrade means one more slot that you can't spend on stat boosts, and because you have to invest a slot into song changes already, you already have less to work with than other weapons. Raw damage sets might be able to hit similar numbers on physical hits, but their lower attack stats mean lower damage on sound-based attacks. For elemental sets, going for purple means 100 to 150 less element right off the bat, and higher sharpness multipliers just don't make up for it. On top of all that, having to slot in handicraft for 10 to 20 hits of purple instead of sticking to the default 40 hits of white leaves you with less comfort and less room for skills. In short, don't do it. Just grab your favorite attack up note set, stack up on those stat boosts, and stick with white sharpness. Moving on to my suggested sets, most of these will be interchangeable, so I'll just be showing the default templates and then what horns to match with them. First up we have our usual raw damage maxing setup. This works best with a Safi Shatterhorn because of the free points of blast attack, but Venom Horn can use it just as well because both have good starting status values. If you don't mind trading a bit of damage for some versatility though, you can do what I did with my Venom Horn and trade a single attack awakening for a Teash's bonus. This opens up our set options for a bit of utility, allowing for things like this Divine Blessing 5 set, or a fully kitted out version of the passive recovery build if you like a little survivability in your damage sets. With Bindhorn and Dreamhorn we do the same thing, but with them it's mostly to work around their lower than average status values. If you want more than 1 or maybe 2 sleeper paralysis applications in a hunt, you're going to need to build up their values a bit. This can be through status attack up skills, status augments, or what I decided to settle on, Safi'jiiva set bonus. With a single Teash or set bonus in your weapon, you can stack Master's Touch on top of the new bonus, and then use some more status on top of some free affinity and sharpness management. Now with this version of the set, we're taking advantage of the health drain to activate resentment for a damage boost, which means no health augments. Not everyone may be on board with an armor set that hurts you as you go though. Going with attack melody 2 for the built-in recovery songs helps out some, but if it's still a no-go for you, you can trade out resentment for other skills. This set template is pretty open in terms of customizing skills, so as long as you have the basic stuff down, you can build it however you like. The elemental horns are a little more straightforward, but at the same time a bit more complex. In every case you're going to build for high elemental DPS, but there are several ways to do this and most have pretty similar damage potential across the board. I'll be going over my preferred setups here, but I'll also leave a link to an album by a player named Zerosketh in the description if you want to compare all the possibilities. First up we have the Master's Touch crit element build. This will be exactly the same for all 5 horns, you'll just swap out the elemental attack skill to match your weapon. The idea to throw a Velkhana or Teash's bonus in your weapon may seem like a good idea, especially with this set requiring a single piece of high rank gear, but like mentioned before, anything you add besides the song change will lower your elemental damage potential. Between the built-in Divine Blessing 3 and Defense XL from an Attack Melody 3 note list, you'll be just as safe as you would in an all master rank set. If you want even more damage out of these horns, try going with the Silver Rathalos mix set. Compared to the old meta elemental horns, the Safi Horns can run Silverlos a lot more efficiently. You'll miss Master's Touch a lot less due to the generous white sharpness and the ability to slot in Item Prolonger instead of Handicraft. Item Prolonger boosted Protective Polish works just fine in max damage sets for fast weapons like Dual Blades, so it's more than enough for Hunting Horn. Unlike the Master's Touch critical element set, there will actually be slightly different versions of this depending on the element you're using. Hellhorn can take advantage of the fire attack points on Silver Soul A pieces, and Bolthorn can make use of the thunder attack on Kieran arms. Aside from those 2 exceptions though, Aqua Freeze and Drakehorn will use the same setup. Sets like these are most likely to be our meta for a long time to come, at least until the next big thing comes around. So if you like squeezing the most out of your weapons, get used to seeing them a lot. If you're more into experimenting with builds instead, feel free to break these down into the basics and use them as a template. Again, the possibilities for these things are near endless. I'm excited to start hunting with the new Safi Horns, so you guys can expect to see a lot of runs from me in the near future. We're going to be bringing in the new year strong with plenty of hunting horn content. Be on the lookout for that, and if there's anything specific you guys would like to see, let me know in the comments. Till next time though, this has been another KPlays, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.